it takes, I gotta know that I can show. I'm questioning myself if I believe it though. No longer question if I'm really a believer though. Now you should take into account that my account can fill my belief. Take into account I must account for what I really think. Being in the space I learn to see, I only ever make what every day I can't believe. I gotta go, this the only life I know. I believe it in my mind, so I know it's time to show. This the only vibe to go. I do believe it, do you believe it? I said, are you a believer till the end? When your funds are low, can you believe in it again? No longer ever questioning yourself if you believe it though. You never questioning yourself if you believe it though. Now there's one thing about the future, you should know that you deserve it all. Landing on the moon, take a belief that's going vertical. Being in the space I learned to see, I only ever make what every day I can't believe. I gotta go, it's the only life I know. I believe it in my mind, so I know it's time to show. It's the only vibe to go. I do believe it, do you believe it? I gotta go, it's the only life I know. I believe it in my mind, so I know it's time to show. It's the only vibe to go. I do believe it, do you believe it? Made up in my mind, it's believable. Saw it at the time, it's achievable. Now I got the drive, get the key to go. I got the key to go, if I believe it though. Yeah, made up in my mind, it's believable. Saw it at the time, it's achievable. Now I got the drive, get the key to go. Got the key to go, if I believe it though. Yeah. Now I got the drive, now I got the drive. Let's take them to church. I believe inside, I want the whole congregation standing up on this one. If you believe in yourself, I want to see your hands up in the sky. Family by my side, if you're a believer, inside. I said, now I got the drive, now I got the feel this moment. One life to live, one vibe to grow. Are you a believer? This is our space.
With my family by my side, I believe inside. I said, now I got the drive, now I got the drive.
Are you a believer?
I believe inside, I believe inside.
Are you a believer?
Family by my side, I believe inside. With my family by my side, I will be alright.
Yeah. Around these parts, they know me as the ICO Godfather, Godfather to ICO.
Herbs on the beat.
Step up to ICO, make them an offer they can't refuse. Made me.
I'm the Godfather of the ICO. Godfather of the ICO. You ain't heard, now you know. Say the word, make it choke and blow. I'm the Godfather of the ICO. Godfather of the ICO. You ain't heard, now you know. Say the word, make it choke and blow. Offer that they got reviews. Winning when they say I lose. My mafia is on the moon with the Godfather. Godfather, it's an offer that they get reviews. Winning when they say I lose. 100 dances to the tune. I'm the Godfather, Godfather of the ICO. Yeah, I treat my coin just like accordion. I shoot 'em up just like it's cortisone. You feel the pressure when you're going home. Check your mobile phone. You scared I killed your chance for allocations. I know your syndicate been out and waiting. And yet you know the kind of files I'm making. Coming out with payments, cutting down your savings. And I don't give a what it down is hating. I got a mob that tried it out and made it. They kissed the ring and kneeling down to pay it. Respect I earned from the amounts I gave them. Respect I earned from putting out the latest. The data knows, shoot the men lie and the women lie, but the numbers don't. Godfather of the ICO.
You know, they call me the Godfather of this thing. This ICO thing of ours. I made them an offer they can't refuse. I see an ICO. If I say you're dead, you're dead. If I want to get in business with you, we get in business.
Godfather of the ICO. Godfather of the ICO. You ain't heard, now you know. Say the word, make it choke and blow. Godfather of the ICO. Godfather of the ICO. You ain't heard, now you know. Say the word, make it choke and blow. Over that they can review. Winning when they say I lose. My mafia is on the moon. Godfather, Godfather. listen, offer that they can't refuse. Winning when they say I lose. 100 Dixon to the tune. I'm a godfather of the ICO. Make it hit when I give a tip. My revenge, I was spend, let me make a dish. Telegram got the man feeling like a don. They call me Godfather, figured I would make a song. You can't refuse, I will not lose. Time to pay dues. The Godfather, it's a life you must choose. Follow these rules. Wear some man's shoes. In this hot water with the Godfather, I'm the Godfather. I'm the dawn of this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop doing that Italian accent. Y'all heard that in the bridge. It was a little funny, right? Y'all didn't know I had that, right? Cause I'm the Godfather, man. ICO Godfather, main man, 100X talk. Let's check. Yeah, we doing this worldwide thing. You see the Don when he comes out to the block. Make sure everybody kiss the ring. He shows love to the community, so we showing love to our global community. I'm out in London right now, Hot Money Studios, South London thing, hey? Yeah, that's what we do, man. City by city, y'all know about the world tour. So the Godfather gotta go to every hood, man. Pay his respect as they pay respect. ICO Godfather is his thing. 100X, made man, how to rap, Drew. Greatest in the world. You still asking me about fools, man.
Hey, what's up, world? We are live. Let me just make sure we're good with the audio.
Greatest in the world. You still asking me about fools, man.
Hey, what's up, world? We are live. Let me.
Greatest in the world.
We're still good with the audio, guys? We good? We good? Okay, alright. Sorry. Just want to make sure everything is good before we go. We good? We good? Okay, alright. Sorry. Just want to make sure everything is good before. Alright, this is the last test, guys. Type to the moon if you can hear me in the comments. Alright, this is the last test, guys. Type to the moon if you can hear me in the comments. All right, we are live, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, it's been a while. Yes, guys, thank you for the love. Thank you for all the support. Currently in San Francisco, as you guys can see in the title. I've been here for about a week or so. Lots of great meetings. But, guys, we have so much stuff to cover, so let's get into it. All right, first thing first, shout-outs. All right, so we have, it's midnight over here, almost midnight. Shout out to, hey, the Mad Cow. What's up? Kapil Taylor, Ashish, Sanda Helen. Okay, I butchered that one. Salih, D1111, Samir Salv, Botch, Antonio, Dustin Keo, Sebastian Brazo, Ivan, hey, what's up, Ivan? James Coleman, the third. Charles Nigen, Ladislav Fedora, Steve Christodoulou, Ahmed Sami, what's up? Hey, what's up? Thanks for coming out to the LA Crypto World Tour event. Iceberg One, what's up? Uche Njoku, Sukte Sebastian, hey, what's up, Amado? Yeah, CMT in the house. Mark Anthony, Mark, BR Bot, hey, what's up? I'm doing well, man. Yeah, thanks for the love. Martin O, Ian Hawthorne. All right, guys. Awesome. It's good to be back. All right, so shout out to everyone in the mastermind group who convinced me to join and do the live stream today. Right? It's been a while, so I have lots to catch up with. Right? So first thing first, guys. First thing first. Let me switch over to my screen over here. All right, so we have the shout outs, right? For anybody out there who wants to send questions for the AMA, the Menti code is 392543. That's menti.com, MENTI.com. Once again, MENTI.com, and the code is 392543. Send your questions there, and we'll go through and answer those questions. right? And hopefully we'll get you guys through this bear market that's been going on for what seems the whole year, right? So thank you to everyone who's already put in their orders for the merch, right? Also follow me on my Instagram group. On Instagram, Twitter, and my Telegram group. You guys know we have officially launched the Diary of a Made Man merch store, right? I'm actually rocking the merch right now. You guys can see we have some samples here. This says "To the moon." No, actually, sorry. It says "The moon is not the limit." Because as you guys know, right? I guess you could say my catch slogans now are "To the moon and beyond," and then "The moon is not the limit," right? Because as you guys know, the moon is not the limit, right? To the moon and beyond, right? So anyway, if you go to my site, ianbalina.com, just click on store, apparel, and we have the merch live right now. And the best part of all, we take crypto. So thanks to Coinbase, we take Bitcoin, Ethereum, if anybody's trying to get out of Ether, and I think Litecoin as well. Pretty much anything on Coinbase that's available, right? So we have all kinds of shirts right now. We have about 12 designs we're launching with. Actually, probably even more, about 15. All right, so we have simple designs. We have the HODL shirt. We have the moon is not the limit. We have the landed on the moon in a Lambo. I was rocking that one a few days ago when I went to meet with Ontology here in San Francisco. We have hacking the culture, to the moon and beyond, to the moon, crypto retirement. For anybody out there who's just having blast with crypto retirement, as you guys know, this is the 1 year anniversary of my crypto retirement when I quit my job at IBM to go full time into crypto. Right? Somebody said Menti isn't letting people ask questions. Okay, don't worry. I'll get to that soon, guys. Don't worry about that. We have 100x t-shirt, to the moon. This is not financial advice. Coin King, hacking the culture. First rockstar on the moon, hacking the culture, and this is not financial advice. So I think the ones like I like so far landed on the moon in a Lambo, which is pretty. This is pretty much my slogan almost, right? Then we also have this is not financial advice, which we'll get into, right? I'll probably say the disclaimer once we're going through the spreadsheet. Right, but anyway, guys, all kinds of sizes, small, medium, large, XL. For anybody who's bigger than that, we probably will slowly start to expand to other sizes after we kind of have more traffic, more people buying the designs or the shirts. Then women, we're definitely creating apparel for the I would say probably, I can't really give it a date, probably in a month or two, ladies will have their own apparel, right? We're trying to make sure we customize this and so that there's something for them as well, right? So that is coming soon. We'll also have more slogans, such as, if you take any L's, don't mention my name, right? If you guys have any designs, anything you want to suggest, definitely feel free to send them our way, right? Our contact page does work, so just go to contact, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Do we ship worldwide? I'm not sure if we ship to everywhere in the world, but most places we do. We do have international shipping. I think most places where we can ship and that don't have a history of having returns or scams to ship to, we ship there, right? If it's a place that's known for not really being e-commerce friendly, then we probably don't ship there. All right, so just click on the shipping and returns, and I think they should be more info on where we ship. But anyway, that's that for the merch store. All right, so next thing I want to cover. Hold on, guys, give me a minute here. So people are saying the voting is not working. Okay, I guess we have to finish the whole presentation here. I guess that's probably why. All right, so give it about 5 minutes. Okay, guys? All right. So next thing up, Crypto World Tour events. We're going to the Middle East, right? So in October, we'll be going to Tel Aviv, Israel, and Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The dates have been announced. Just go to my site and click on the Events tab, and you can sign up already for Tel Aviv, which is October 19th, and Dubai, which is October 26th. I'll be spending my birthday, which is the 28th, in Dubai. So you guys already know we're about to turn up in Dubai, right? And then following Dubai, we're making tentative plans to go to Istanbul, Turkey. Hasn't been confirmed because we have to apply for visas, so it's not so easy coming from America. But yeah, then in Q4, we're planning to go to Africa. Somewhere between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we'll be in Africa. The tentative locations right now are Cairo, Egypt, Accra, Ghana, Lagos, Nigeria, Kampala, Uganda, Nairobi, Kenya, and Cape Town, South Africa. Right? Now, some of these could end up being removed. Right? We have to kind of go through, plan everything out, and see what's available, if it's safe to travel there, all kinds of stuff like that. Right? And things like that. No visa to Turkey, boss. I think you do for Americans. Last time I checked, you have to have a visa, but we'll double check into that. If that's the case, then it should be easy. All right. So that's the Crypto World Tour. And for anybody out there who's watching the channel on YouTube, you guys noticed we launched a new video for 100x advisors. Hope you guys like it. It's also the trailer for the 100x show, right? So if you guys like it, just comment in the comment on the video. Now, with that being said, the last thing on the agenda before we go to the AMA is this is 1 year, guys. 12 months of crypto retirement. I mean, it's been almost 1 year of a bear market as well. Almost all of 2018 is a bear market, but I've still made enough money in crypto personally to where I don't have to go back to the corporate world, which is a beautiful thing, right? And I just kind of wanted to take some time out just to kind of say thank you guys for all the support. You guys have been following me since the beginning, since early 2017 when I was making videos. I made the Bitcoin video, the ICO video, which one was kind of viral in the crypto world. Then began doing the spreadsheet, began doing the Patreon. This is also the 1 year anniversary for my Patreon. And for those who are inside my Patreon, as I've told them, and I haven't really told the world yet, but now because of all the stuff we're doing and all the ventures we're getting into with 100x advisors and the merch store and the Crypto World Tour and all kinds of new things we have in the works, this kind of hasn't really been feasible to keep the Patreon going. So unfortunately, the Patreon is now going to be closed. It's officially closed. So please don't send me any requests asking to join the Patreon. It's now permanently closed, right? Now YouTube will possibly just be the public Patreon, right? So whatever information I typically would have in there, I'm just going to share that publicly as much as I can, right? But thank you guys for all the support, especially those in the Patreon. You guys have made things amazing. It's been great meeting you guys in person during the Crypto World Tour as well, right? And just to kind of go back on the anniversary, I mean, quitting IBM was probably the best thing I ever did. It was also the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. Because, I mean, as you guys know, I had a nice six-figure job in enterprise sales, making almost $500,000. And I walked away from that, right? I mean, so as most of you know, I mean, I had money prior to crypto, right? So I'm not really going to say this is a broke to rich story, right? But it was more of a rich to freedom story, right? I already had the money, right? I had a nice job where I was very fortunate and blessed to have a great opportunity to work for a Fortune 20 company, but just really having the freedom, guys. I mean, the freedom was worth the risk, right? I talk a lot about going from good to great, and sometimes you have to give up good and go back a step so that you have an opportunity, so you have a chance to go towards great, right? It's basically taking one step backward to take two steps forward, right? Because the moment I quit my job at IBM, I began making more money in IBM after the first few months, right? And then this year, I mean, I've made more money from my investments, the stuff we're doing with Diary of a Made Man brand, right? Just the stuff we're doing with our businesses than I ever could have made in IBM. I mean, I could say I made probably, like 4x the amount that I would have made at IBM, which is something I didn't really see before I quit. It was kind of me just jumping off a cliff and just having faith in my abilities to survive, right? It's kind of like you're going out there in the wilderness and just trusting in yourself to survive, right? So anyway, not sure how much you guys want to talk about that, but anyway, just kind of want to say thank you guys for all the support. This 1 year has been amazing. Looking forward to the next 1 year, right? To the moon and beyond. The moon is not the limit. If anybody out there is thinking about doing the same, whether you're working a 9 to 5 job and you're on the verge of quitting and going full time into crypto, maybe you're just waiting for this bear market to be over, right? My advice to you is, sometimes, plan everything out. Don't just blindly jump, but you also kind of have to have faith in your abilities to succeed. Have multiple options, right? And what I did for me that made things easier was I had mentally quit IBM probably in January, right? So mentally, I wasn't there, right? I was done with the corporate world, done with the 9 to 5. I was trying to get out there and leave, but I gave myself 1 year runway. And I said, okay, you know what, Ian, this is January 2017. By December 2017, you have to quit your job and have your own source of income. So that 12 month of runway is what really made me plan and strategize and go all in, right? It's kind of like I burned the ships, right? That famous sailor or captain who traveled with his crew. I think they were to South America, and they said, you know what, guys, we're gonna burn the ships, and either we win or we die. Right? Like failure is not an option. Right? That was basically me, right? So I told myself I had 12 months, and actually I believed it. Because sometimes people give themselves deadlines, ultimatums, or whatever, but they don't really believe it. But I physically and spiritually and whatever believed it, that I had 12 months, and this was it. And within 9 months, I was able to find a way to quit, right? Thanks to crypto, right? Thanks to the bull runs we had up, right, in 2017. And for me, it was just about really having enough money in crypto. I think I had probably 250 to 300 or 400 grand in crypto when I quit. So I basically had about 1 or 2 years worth of salary for most people, right? Like my base pay at IBM was about 6 figures without commission checks from sales deals, but it was about 6 figures or so, right? So I had about 6 figures, about 100 grand each year. So I was like, okay, I have enough money to last about 2.5 years, right? So if this doesn't work out, I can go back. Now, that's also taking into account that crypto was very volatile, and that 250 grand could go to 100 grand easily, right? So I knew I had to diversify my income streams. I had to have multiple sources of income coming in, right? So that's kind of my advice. Make sure you have enough in crypto, maybe 1 to 2 years worth of, I would say probably 2 to 2.5 years worth of your annual income in crypto before you think about quitting. Then also diversify and try to get other options, other means of income, right? So maybe open up a blockchain consulting business, right? Like for me, I began advising projects, began doing other kinds of things. I was still doing the e-commerce stuff, all that stuff, right? But anyway, that's my advice, guys. All right. Hopefully you guys found that of value. If you liked it, give it a like. Smash up the likes, as Super would say. And yeah, guys. All right. My favorite ICOs of the month. The moment of truth. Right? What everyone has been waiting for. Right? I think voting should now be opened as well. So if anybody has any questions they would like to send in, right, definitely go to menti.com, menti.com, and use the code 392543. All right, questions are now coming in. All right. Now, I haven't really been keeping much or putting much into the spreadsheet, so I'm just kind of going to talk about it more, if anything. Right? So, my favorite projects are pretty much the same. I have projects that aren't really officially graded yet, but I do like, which I'll talk to. Right? Multivac, I'm not even sure if the private sale is finished or not. But anyway, I mean, I think it's great technology and everything, but the large bonus made me kind of stay away from it. These are the updated rankings with the change in price of Ether. Right? Ether is now below $200, which is pretty wild. All right, for those who followed me, know that I fully got out of Ether. Well, not fully, but I sold I took profits on Ether at around $725. So I mean, that was a great call. So I haven't really put money into crypto since then. I'm not even sure if I put money into crypto this year at all. I've just been taking profits on ICOs that come out, and that's where I get my new Ether. So yeah, I don't think I've really added new fiat to crypto on my portfolio. It's all just been profits from past projects. So I think total I've still only put in about 90 grand or so in crypto. But anyway, so my top projects are still the same pretty much, right? The ones that are officially graded, right? Chromopolis, which is Chromaway, and MetaHash, and Disclosure. I'm advising both projects, right? Then the rest are pretty much not really relevant. Projects I will mention, right? Because now what I'm really doing is I'm doing more traveling the world and finding projects and meeting the teams in person, trying to really get extra data points to doing research. Actually, you know what, guys? Sorry, Chromopolis should be number one now. Sorry, gotta. Okay, so this hasn't fully been updated, so we should do it live. Then some of these need to be cleaned up because either they're over or whatever. All right, so Chromopolis, Multivac, MetaHash, right? If you have any questions, send them in, and I'll get to that. But projects I do like, which haven't really fully been graded yet. Actually, let me see here. First of all, guys, we forgot. Pause the video, read the disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm really just sharing my personal opinion and research process when it comes to researching ICOs and doing homework. Definitely consult a legal and financial advisor before investing in ICOs. They can be risky. There could be securities in your jurisdiction. You can lose all your money. Only invest what you're willing to lose, guys. And if you take any L's, don't mention my name. All right? But since it's been a while, guys, I definitely want to give you guys something. All right? But I want to preface this by saying, guys, right now, what you guys are seeing, these are the ICOs that are fully graded, right? For me, me and my team, right? You guys had a chance to meet Sam, my ICO analyst. These are the projects that we, based on our research, have, for the most part, fully graded, right? Now, these scores could change if we get new data points. If the project changes their hard cap or adds extra all-stars, all-star team members, all-star advisors, this could change, right? But a project that we really like so far, I had a chance to meet their team in Cupertino, California, right? Was Harmony, right? This is a high-speed blockchain. This hasn't fully been finalized. That's why it's not on the overview of the spreadsheet yet. But based on our research and the current tokenomics, right? This is an all-star project. They're raising about 30 million or so. All this will be confirmed eventually, right? So right now it's unofficial. But high-speed blockchain with guys from Google, an all-star team, all-star advisors, all that. But this is probably going to be private sale only. This is a U.S. project. So U.S. projects typically, due to SEC regulation, are private sale only. And typically it's hard to get onto exchanges. So Devio, this one we passed on. I think it was mainly our tech team our blockchain developers didn't really like the tech. Blockchain.io, this one, right now, it's scoring as an all-star. Because they changed, I believe, their hard cap, but we're still confirming a few things, so that's why it's not on the spreadsheet yet. So nothing has been finalized yet, right? So please do not screenshot this out of context and cause FOMO for no reason, because the score could end up being a bad score, right? That was blockchain.io. Lightstreams, this should be Lightstreams, I think. Or Lightstreams, whatever it is. Anyway, we're passing on it. Let me see. Uranus, passing on that one. Let me see if there's anything else here. Okay, so let me get some of the projects we're still researching that aren't fully scored, but just to let you guys know, they're on our radar. Right? These have not been fully scored yet, right? So that's why the scores are still low. That's why it says grading complete. It says no. Well, actually, some we already passed on. Marconi, this one, they haven't really been sharing their token metrics, so that's why we haven't fully finished it. But initially we were bullish on it, but not sure if we're still bullish. Not sure if that way of building a blockchain or a protocol is really needed. Helium, Helium so far I like. Also had a chance to stop by the offices in San Francisco. That was actually went to the offices twice, so we'll be doing a segment on them for the channel on our brand new show on both Helium and Harmony. So Helium it's basically building a decentralized internet. Right now it's IoT. Basically, it allows basically anybody in the world, your mom and dad, can just buy from their website this gateway device, which just looks like a wireless router. You plug it in, plug and play, and it just starts mining the token and basically connects to the network. So that's kind of what they're doing. Their long play, the long vision of what they're trying to do is really build a decentralized 5G network. So basically going after telecom carriers like Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, Comcast. Imagine people on their phones and iPads and computers can connect to this decentralized internet, right? Where people can also earn income passively by just plugging in this gateway device and earn tokens, right? Right now, people will earn tokens by mining, which is basically just plugging in the device and letting other people connect to their internet, right? Then eventually it's going to be a fully decentralized internet. That one so far I like. They haven't announced having a token sale yet, but as most projects based on the US, it's kind of tough, right? American projects haven't really done well because it's also tougher for them to get listed on exchanges because they can't really talk to exchanges directly because of the whole SEC stuff. Beyond protocol, we passed on Spatium initially we were liking, but we're still waiting to get a full audit report from a third-party security firm that they promised us. So for now, we're waiting for that. So it's not an All-Star until we kind of have a chance to go through that. Tim blockchain we passed on. Trias we're looking into right now. Probably gonna pass on it. Alltrain was scoring as an All-Star. We have to confirm some token metrics, but the thing that kind of ruined it for now is I think the first 20 million had a 100% bonus with no lockup to my knowledge. We have to confirm this to make sure this is the case, but I think from the initial research, they had 100% bonus with no lockup, which is going to get dumped on. Right? Dusk Network, this so far is scoring as an all-star. This is kind of a privacy blockchain. It's kind of like a Monero blockchain, or kind of like a one chain. I think like Ether mixed with Monero, I believe, with a low cap. But we're seeing polls for this, public polls for this all over the world, pretty much anywhere on the web. So not sure how easy or hard it is to get into this right now. So that's definitely a concern. And yeah, so these are some of the projects we're looking at. These haven't been fully graded, but just letting you guys know what's on our radar, right? And I think that's it for now. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for now, right? So going back to recap, in terms of projects we personally like right now, the best one out there for us is Chromopolis. Multivac, we're waiting for the rebound because 100% bonus is just too much. MetaHash we like. We have a report coming up on that one soon. And yeah, guys, that's kind of the gist of it. So now let us go to the AMA. All right, give me a few minutes here. Okay. All right, so let's close questions and get to the AMA. So I'll close voting. Okay, voting is now officially closed. Let me just go through here. Um, Let me just filter through any questions that aren't really relevant. Uh, let's see here. Okay, I think we're good. All right. So first up, guys, how do I? Sorry, guys. Let me just make sure I got this. All right, there we go. We got the restream working. All right, first question: Sparkster, the honest truth. I think I kind of covered this on the last live stream. I mean, the honest truth. I think I'm still personally bullish on Sparkster. Maybe not as much as before. I mean, I will admit that. I think right now the main issue is exchanges, right? Exchanges right now are not going to be listing ICOs anytime soon. This is from conversations I have privately had with several exchanges, right? They're not willing to list ICOs because exchanges are not in the business of having their users associate their exchange with losing a ton of money, right? Because we have been in a very big bear market. So as people and with people dumping most ICOs and most ICOs going super below ICO price, exchanges want to avoid people losing money on their exchange and just turning their exchange into a dumping ground where people are just racing not to get dumped on. So because of that, most exchanges now aren't really listing ICOs at all. They're going to wait for the bull run. And what they are doing, they're listing older projects, right? Like you guys know, like KuCoin, for example, hasn't been listing many ICOs. Disclosure, guys, I am a KuCoin Global TED Ambassador. I do help them evaluate and research products to list, right? But I don't have the final say on that. KuCoin does. Their quality assurance team always makes the final say on that. All I do is just make them aware of products that we think are good, that are All-Stars Hall of Fame. But anyway, for example, KuCoin has been listing products already out there on the market like ZRX and I think TRX. So Tron and ZeroX have been out for almost a year, right? So so most exchanges are kind of doing that strategy now in a bear market. Products that they know aren't really going to get dumped on, like an ICO, and are going to bring volume and new people to their exchange. And then once the bull market comes back, then brand new products, ICOs, will have a better chance of getting listed, right? So I think that's the case for all products, not just Sparkster, right? I also think, yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much, I guess, my take, my honest truth on Sparkster. I mean, I hope they don't get listed in a bear market. I mean, because most products we're going to dump, right? That won't bode well for Sparkster. But I think in a bull market, it will be profitable. I mean, is Sparkster going to do 100x? I mean, even I won't say that. I think I'll just be satisfied with the 3 or 5x, right? And that's the honest truth. That's kind of my ideal personal target, right? In a bull market. Now, when will the bull market come back? I mean, I don't know. I don't think we've personally bottomed out yet, but I think we're getting close. But I mean, I'm not really in the prediction business, right? So not even going to try, because people have been predicting the bottom since what, early 2018, and we just keep on going lower and lower and lower, right? So not even going to try with that. But yeah, guys, I mean, guys, I went heavy in Sparkster, right? So I mean, so if we go to the moon, I'm going there with you. If we take that L, I'll take an even bigger L. Okay, so I have skin in the game. Okay, next question. Bullish on MetaHash, next 100x. Please also share thoughts on Matic Network. Yes, I mean, for those who watched the 100x show last week, MetaHash is a project I'm personally bullish on. For those who didn't watch the show, I'll just kind of recap why I personally like MetaHash, right? So, if you think about this, the last 100x's, 1000x's were almost all blockchain protocols, right? So we can filter out almost all the dApps out there, right? And the ones that have really done well have really been those that are competing with Ethereum and those that are basically regionalized Ethereum or blockchains. So, for example, we have Ethereum, which is kind of the general blockchain for the whole world, or really you would say for the Western world. Then, if we go to the Far East, we basically had Anshares and Neo, right? Neo at its all-time high was 1,000x ROI on your money, meaning $1,000 or $1 turned to $1,000, right? In about 2 years. Not bad, not bad for investment. And Neo and Anshares was basically the Ethereum for China, right? And then we had the Ethereum for Korea, which was Icon, which did a over 100x return, right? So I mean, call this shooting fish in a barrel, but I mean, I think, especially from traveling the world and going to Russia and being there for over a month, for almost 4 weeks, almost a month, I think the Ethereum for Russia is coming. It's coming. I mean, Russia has already had its attempts. It's had Waves blockchain. That hasn't really taken off per se, but even that was a great investment. So even the current Ethereum for Russia was a great ROI for those who got in during the ICO. I'm not sure if it was a 100x. Actually, it might have been 100x. I'm not sure. I have to double check. Right? Let me see if this made the best ICOs of all time. Okay, not on my current list, but I have to double check. But I think during the bear run, I mean, it was easily over 50x. But anyway, my bet now is I think MetaHash has the opportunity and the possibility to possibly be the Ethereum for Russia and much more than just Russia. I think they can really go and get a global audience. And that's also influenced personally on me just getting a chance to meet the team. And the best thing I can say is the team listens. I mean, I disclosure, guys, 100x Advisors is advising MetaHash, right? And also Chromopolis. But what I like about MetaHash is the team listens, right? Because we had a chance to hang out with them in Moscow. Privyet, my Drizia. All right, that's Russian for hello, my friends. Spasiba, thank you. But anyway, I was hanging out with them almost every single day in Moscow, right? And we really got a chance to know them. We got to really see their highs, their lows. They got a chance to see our highs, our lows, right? Both of us got very vulnerable and about just kind of the way we do research on a project and how they kind of do the project. And got really to know the team and what they're building. And after going back and forth and kind of giving them advice on what we think they should do, they pulled the trigger. Right? We told them cancel round B. I mean, there's no reason to be raising 100 million or more in this market. I mean, if you guys are really going to do what you claim to do, 36 million is enough. You do it with that, and the rest will just kind of happen organically. And I mean, that was a big step for them, and they pulled the trigger, and that's what made the token metrics get better, obviously, right? And then we liked the All-Stars, right? They had All-Star team members, right? 2 guys from mail.ru, which is kind of like the Gmail of Russia, publicly traded company. Then they have a 3rd guy from Razor, I believe, right? So 3 All-Stars on the team, All-Star advisors. Brock Pierce is advising from a DNA fund, all right? Some other advisors were advising. But the best thing was they already had a full product. They already had a mainnet, right? And this was brand new code. This isn't forked code like, hey, we took Ether and just forked this and just changed the consensus model to something else, right? These guys built everything from scratch, right? So we think the only hurdle they have really is just getting developers to build on their platform, which is the $1 million problem most blockchain products have, right? But we think they have a head start. And then just seeing the teams they have guys on every continent really trying to evangelize this. Like, we had a chance to meet their biz dev director based in San Francisco when we were out in LA, right? Vitaly, right? Then we've been hanging out with Alex. Alex is a cool guy. He's a biz dev guy for the EME, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. But anyway, guys, I mean, these guys, they've had a successful exit before, right? I mean, they won't disclose the amount because they're under an NDA, but Anton, as he sold his last company for, I would probably say, tens of millions of dollars, right? So, I mean, these guys aren't amateurs. So the fact that they've had a prior exit, they have all-stars, with a full product, and they have credible people around them, and just seeing the business they're running. And I would say the most important thing though is these guys listen, and we think, at least for us, we think like we're almost in the passenger seat and can really help guide them, right? So they'll be joining us on Crypto World tours around the world, trying to start doing hackathons to get developers to build on their platform, with alongside Chromaway and some other projects we're working with, right? So the Crypto World tour we're doing is now going to possibly expand into being a multi-day event or trip, where we have probably 1 or 2 day hackathons, then having those winners being presented to the world, right? And all those projects will be building on these projects via the hackathon. But anyway, that's my take on MetaHash. That's why I'm bullish. Definitely do your own research, right? I am somewhat biased as an advisor, so definitely do your own research. Don't just blindly believe what I'm saying, right? With that being said, Matic Network, that one we like as well. So far, it scores as an all-star ICO. They haven't announced any all-star advisors, which to me is a concern. So you're probably wondering, why do I care about advisors? But I mean, teamwork makes the dream work, right? You can't build something great on your own, right? You have to have other people around you, basically a board of advisors, people who can advise you, who bring in different experiences, people who aren't really looking at the problem from one angle, people who kind of are looking at the problem from the outside looking in. Because sometimes you have tunnel vision and you miss some stuff, right? All of us do. All of us have this happen, right? Especially when best example is when you're writing an essay, right? That's why it helps to have somebody else proofread your essay and kind of have a fresh pair of eyes on this problem. So I personally think that brings value to all projects, having advisors, right? So waiting for them to officially confirm some advisors. They have said they have some they're looking at, but nothing has been officially confirmed or signed. But even without that, they're borderline above an all-star. We haven't invested yet. We were exploring investing, but that's kind of that, and the bear market and Ether dipping has made us hesitant to pull the trigger just yet. But we may do so in the future. But for now, I mean, for me right now, my priority in terms of next possible investments is likely Harmony and maybe Helium if they do announce a token sale. Right? Helium hasn't announced anything yet. Harmony had the first round. Second round hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's probably going to be private sale only. But yeah, that's kind of what's on my radar. All right, let's get some questions from YouTube here. When Ethereum Uganda? Hey, I'm looking to get into more charity work. I want to go to Uganda and maybe do more charity work, kind of evangelize blockchain in Uganda, maybe a blockchain academy. So if anybody out there works with charities, not just in Uganda, but anywhere in the world, especially those that are really trying to focus on tech education, then holler at me, right? Email me on my website, my contact page, ianbalina.com. Click contact. All right. Will GoChain be the next big thing? Personally, I don't think so, but GoChain has been killing it in this bear market. I mean, shout out to Ben Gadenzi and to Etienne, the advisors, right, and also to the team as well. They've been crushing it, getting onto Binance via community vote, getting onto Bittrex and Upbit, and almost all those exchanges, right? So they're crushing it in the bear market, right? So I tip my hat off to them. What about QuickChain? Sue them. Yeah, guys. I mean, I took that refund. I mean, they have no business doing that. No business at all, right? So, I mean, the way I view it is, I broke even or probably made some profits on it, right? But I mean, I just lost faith in the team and the management and how they're running the project. Paris Crypto Hustle. I was in San Francisco 2 days ago. Hey, what's up, bro? How's it going? How do you buy an ICO? I would say watch my old videos. I have a video explaining ICOs. Typically, you send Ether to their wallet. Sometimes it could be Bitcoin or whatever, but usually they have instructions on the webpage for whatever ICO you're doing, but you can probably just search on YouTube and get videos, mine or others. Yeah, so guys, I did get a refund on QuickChain. When are we getting me onto the Joe Rogan Experience podcast? Hey, I mean, if you guys get me on, I'll go on. I mean, I won't turn that down. Now, will I pull a Elon Musk? Hell no. But if you guys get me on, I will get on. I will not turn that down. Can you still buy MetaHash? In the public sale, no, you cannot. In the private sale, they kind of did their token sale different. They had like two different rounds of token sales. They had one allocation for the public, which is finished, but they had an allocation for the private, which isn't fully closed yet because of the fluctuation in Ether price, right? So I think that one is still available. What do I think about Pareto Network situation? They can, I mean, I met up with Eric here in San Francisco. He came to my Crypto World Tour event. I had dinner with him. I told him, hey, I mean, like, you guys gotta have better PR, better public relations, right? Keep people updated on what you guys are doing. Don't just kind of go selling on people, right? Okay, next question from Menti. Saj from Sparkster didn't tell us tokens would be locked on delivery. Yeah, I mean, if he didn't tell you guys, then that's definitely a miscommunication from the team, and they should do a better job of doing that, right? I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't. Even my tokens are locked, and I wouldn't want them to be unlocked right now, because I mean, in this market, everything's gonna dump, right? So I'm just waiting for a bull run. Next question. When do I think the bull market will start again? I mean, that's $1 million question. I mean, I don't really know, but if I had to speculate, I would say, I mean, the ETF decision seems to be getting more optimistic, more bullish, especially with the new appointment of the new SEC commissioner, who's, I believe, he leans libertarian. He leans towards free markets and not having the government interfere, which I think, based on the last voting for the rejection of the last ETF, I think was 3-1 in terms of their board voted 3-1 against it. But now that we have somebody who's from his, I guess, last public statements is pro crypto and probably pro ETF, that makes it probably a 2-2 chance, whatever those numbers are. So I would say we've definitely added one more person who's pro crypto. So I think there's a good chance the ETF could get passed, as I covered on my AMA with Crypto Crow. For those who didn't watch it, definitely make sure you go to Crypto Crow's channel on YouTube and watch the video. Crypto Crow himself thinks the ETF will get pushed back again, which is what typically governments do. They basically like kicking the can down the road and passing the buck until they don't have to pass the buck anymore. So, I mean, anyway, either way though, I think the ETF is going to get done. Now, when it gets done is the question that remains to be seen. I mean, if it gets done end of September, September 30th, I think is the deadline for now, then we're all going to the moon, guys. I mean, we'll all get, hey, t-shirts on me for everyone. The moon is not the limit if that happens, all right? But if that gets kicked to next year, to Q1 next year, then that's when it's likely going to come back, right? So I would say whenever the ETF gets passed is my personal prediction, not financial advice, for the next bull market to start. So basically, end of September and probably mid-October to Q1 next year, right? If ETF gets passed, by mid-October, I think we'll be in a bull market. If it doesn't get passed, if it gets pushed back to Q1 next year, then that's probably the target, right? But anyway, that's just me speculating, not financial advice, right? Don't take it with a grain of salt, and always do your own research. All right, next question. How do we get into the Patreon group? For those who missed it, my Patreon group is now canceled. It's been 1 year. Thank you guys for all the support. But unfortunately, it's reached a point where I have so many new ventures coming up, and the Patreon has reached a point where it can't really scale. and I don't have as much time to support it. So I don't want to charge people for it when I don't have enough time to support that. So it's now officially closed, all right? But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it, unfortunately. Let me get some other guys. When will I start posting my Blockfolio screenshots on Twitter again? And I'm done with that, guys. And that's actually one of the reasons why the hack happened. I think because they saw that I was going to stop posting my Blockfolio screenshots. It just kind of reached a point where it wasn't really good to post it anymore, right? I was basically moving the markets too much, right? And I noticed that for example, if I like when I sold Icon, for example, I mean that caused so much FUD, just me getting out of Icon and things like that. So, and also the same thing with one chain. Whenever I would sell or buy or sell a project or token, right? There was so much FUD created just on that one event. Like I'm the only person in the market buying or selling something, right? So I didn't want to have that effect on projects. So that's why I stopped posting Blockfolio. This is your first time joining the AMA. Hey, what's up? Thank you. Welcome to the club, New Gala Kwan. New Guai Kwan, if I didn't butcher that. But thank you for joining the family. Thoughts about Phantasma and Mainframe? Still bullish? Yeah, I'm still bullish on both, especially Mainframe. Phantasma as well. But I mean, all these projects I think are still great projects. I just think the market is crushing almost everything out there. Like, unless it's like creme de la creme, like this market is going to crush everything. I mean, even Ethereum is getting crushed. Okay, if Ethereum is getting crushed, then almost every project out there is going to get crushed, right? So I don't think this should really let this affect my long-term perspective, because I think whenever the market does bounce back, these projects will bounce back as well. Now, would I hold these projects in this bear market? It kind of depends whether you think this is the bottom, right? I mean, I haven't sold any Phantasma. I've only sold my first month batch of Mainframe. The rest are just kind of was long term, because my first batch was the first month distribution was basically my principal investment. So now I know I can't lose money. Worst case, I just break even, and the rest is just locked for the long term. Right, so I'm still bullish on both projects. I just think the market is crushing everything. What 3 coins am I looking to purchase on the dip? Good question. I mean, I don't really purchase coins on the dip. I mean, I think the best dip is the ICO. The best dip is a pre-sale. Nothing gets lower than an ICO price. Well, technically, unless the project sucks and gets dumped on exchanges. But ideally, right? But if I had to go through and see what I would buy on the dip, I mean, I'm very bullish on Ontology. I'm not sure exactly where it is now, but I think Ontology, at least based on being in Asia the last month or so, and conferences and just talks I've had with people, I think Ontology is going to replace Neo as the main platform for Chinese developers and just developers in general. I think Neo's smart contract capabilities are lackluster. I think the marketing is ahead of their development. And yeah, so I'm a bullish long term on Ontology over Neo. So if I had to buy something as a long term hold, HODL, or investment, not financial advice, would be Ontology. But I mean, I'm saying that, but I'm probably not going to buy Ontology, because why buy a project when you can get into an ICO, right? Outside of Ontology, I mean, Ethereum. Buy the dip, right? Because I got out of, I sold most of my Ether at $725. So if I can buy it back under $200, I mean, that's amazing, right? So Ethereum is one. Ontology, The next one, I mean, Icon. Icon under $1. I mean, that's amazing. If right, if they ever get their stuff together in the next bull run, and they're ready and they're primed and good to go, I mean that's a hell of a steal, right? I mean, even I'm looking like a genius selling my Icon at $2.25, when now it's under $1. But I still have a long term hold of Icon. I still have my bonus tokens locked up just as a long term hold. Those I'm not gonna touch for a while. What projects do I see as undervalued? I think I would just kind of go back to the projects I've rated before that were all stars. All right, so if we change screens and go to my spreadsheet, right? So I'm basically gonna go to projects I've already reviewed that were all stars. So anything over 80%. So 0x I think is undervalued. Enigma, even Enigma at this time. Let me open this up here. Definitely not Propy. Kyber Network, not as much. Icon for sure. R Chain, One Chain. I mean, One Chain. Give it some time, right? Let me see here. Radar Network, Dragon Chain, POA, Quantstamp, Zilica, Wabi, Aeon, Sympatogon a little bit. Nebulous, even Bread. I'm probably not as bullish on Bread as I was, even though the score is high. So just because the score is high doesn't mean I'm gonna buy the dip on that. Bluzel, Twin DX, my baby, the baby that keeps on giving. Arcblock, Nucleus, Loom. So basically, the ones that score really high, I would probably be more bullish on. So if we went through the one that scored really high, that's kind of what I would really like. Eden Chain, Mainframe, Smartster. But yeah, guys, that's kind of the list of products that I like. Now, which ones would I actually get into? I mean, Zilica, but I don't like how they pushed back their mainnet launch. I mean, probably the ones I just mentioned earlier, right? So, I mean, Zebi, I think, is undervalued, but I don't think they have a high ceiling. I think because their all-time high was a 10x. So let me see which one scored really high. Egratia, that was the HTML blockchain one. I'm not sure how that performed though. That one I was kind of late to the party on that one. IoTex is one to keep an eye out for. So IoTex, Ontology, Zebi, Loom Network. TwinDX has been crushing it. Although though I heard I think some hacker is gonna dumped a ton of TwinDX on exchanges, either a hacker or a scammer who took a whole bunch of TwinDX. So I think that could cause the price to dip. Nebula's, their marketing frankly sucks. They can do better. So probably not as bullish on them as I would have liked. I mean, Aeon, Zilica, Wabi. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I'm bullish on. So those are the products that I think are undervalued right now. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. This is a good question. Oh man, where's the? Let me go here. Why don't you get back to doing live ICO reviews and spreadsheet scores, and give up on trying to be a pop icon with the shit music and shit T-shirts? Oh man, this is a good question. Right, so I'll tell you why. Right, because quite frankly, doing live ICO reviews does not scale. Right, if you look at my YouTube channel, I have 120,000 plus subscribers. Right, so if I go here and I list a project as an all-star, right? For example, Chromopolis, 88%. In my opinion, the best project of the month, right? Assuming this project is having an ICO, right? Then it doesn't matter if I gave this to the world as, hey, this is a great project, right? Most people will not be able to get into the project, right? Either it's going to be private sale only, or if there's a public sale, the whole Ian Blaine effect is going to happen. It's going to go viral. Too many people are going to want to invest, right? So then you basically have two camps. Those people who were already in before my research, right? And now they get pissed off at me because I brought the entire herd to their project, and now whatever allocation they were likely to get has probably been halved or even reduced by a big number, and now they get a very low allocation, much smaller than they initially would have liked. So they get mad at me for blowing up their project, even though blowing up a project is good because it gets more exposure, it gets more awareness. Then you have those people who then get pissed off because they weren't able to get into the project, right? Maybe they were late to the party. Maybe they thought they could just watch a video a month after and get into the best project of the month, right? So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, not everyone, most, even though I could find the all-star project, 90% of my audience won't be able to get in. I mean, because not all 120,000 people on my YouTube channel can get into Chromopolis or Multivac or MetaHash or whatever I have as a great project, right? So it's almost reached a point where I've realized that model does not scale, right? Discovering the best ICOs will not scale, especially if my audience gets bigger and bigger. Imagine if crypto and blockchain blows up and goes mainstream, and I have 1 million subscribers on my YouTube channel. Not everyone will be able to get in, right? You guys have seen this happen with whitelists, right? I cover a project, like with Sparkster, for example, right? It was an unknown project. Then, because I had it as a Hall of Fame ICO, their whitelist, they had to add a whitelist to their ICO. They gave everybody very small caps. People got pissed off, right? So it wasn't really benefiting people as much as I would have liked, right? So that's kind of why I've been pivoting, right, to a different model. I've been trying to see how we can still provide value, but in a more scalable manner, in something that can scale to over 1 million people or more, right? Which is why you guys have been seeing us experiment with all kinds of media now. Right? You guys saw the 100X show, right, which is kind of our live TV show. Think of that as kind of like the crypto version of Jim Cramer Live, basically, right? And we're experimenting with all kinds of different things. We're willing to experiment. We're willing to fail and learn and get feedback, right? In terms of all the pop stuff we're doing, that's because we realize something that most people may not believe in or may not even see, is that we can't just be a bunch of dudes and girls doing stuff on our own. If this is really going to go to the masses, this has to be part of pop culture, right? So, I mean, almost everything that's kind of been its own niche or has ended up developing its own culture, right? So this is a way for us to really reach out to people across the aisle and expose them to crypto. Because if we're all going to go to the moon, we need people to come in, right, and buy our bags. Just kidding. Jokes aside, though, I mean, we need new money in, new people in, right? New money means new people coming in, and they won't come in until they're getting exposed to this entire space. So we're basically evangelizing the space, right? So this is a way for us to really go to people's preferred medium of communication and meeting them there and exposing them to crypto, right? As opposed to waiting for them to find us in our dungeon and basements talking crypto. and say, hey, can I join? Right? This is us really being social, right? Just socializing crypto and the space, right? So anyway, unfortunately, I mean, not everyone can. Like for example, right now, right? I bet you, with the projects I covered that I haven't publicly put out yet, like Harmony and Helium, it's going to be tougher now for people to get in. It's going to be tougher now if they do end up having a public token sale. The whitelist is going to be super large, very small caps, right? So, and that's only with 100,000 people on my channel. Imagine if we get to a million, right? So that model does not scale, unfortunately, right? I mean, as much value as I would like to offer, it doesn't scale, right? Because my content is free. And the other way is maybe if I began charging for my content, so kind of having a pay-per-view where it's limited, but that's not something I want to do, right? I'm not trying to monetize this this content I'm giving out, right? I'd rather just monetize in other means, other fashions, right? But the only other way I see of maybe having this happen and still keeping this free and open to the public, so kind of following the whole open source model, is we're turning this into a web application that you can then only access via a token that we give to people in my community, right? Right now, we've gone through and filtered our email list to those people who are very active right now. So we narrowed it down. We probably cut off like 90% of the people who aren't active, right? So now it's about, I would say we have 10,000 or so active people, right? And those people will be the first ones to hear about the token and other kinds of and other things we're working on, right? And they will get the benefit of the reviews and other kinds of things we're doing, right? For those, in terms of offering value, we also think the videos may not be the best way as we thought before. We're also experimenting getting into written reports, all right? So give me a second here. I will give you an example of things we have in the works, right? So this is kind of us going back to experimenting, all right? So give me a second here as I pull this up. So we have these investor reports that we are working on, right? We plan to start making these public. These will be, we think, very educational. They'll be in a written form. So for people who prefer learning in a written medium or a type of communication, this we think will be very, very valuable. Sorry, let me. Definitely not the first people to do written reports. The people out there like Crush Crypto and I think Piccolo Research and some others. This is just kind of from a tokenmetrics perspective, right? But I think this will be well received, right? So we haven't forgotten about you guys. We're just thinking of reinventing ourselves, evolving, right? Because it's always about innovation, right? So for example, we have a report on, let me see what we got here. We have a report on Matic Network, on Chromopolis. We have a report on, what else do we have here? Okay, so as this is loading, guys, hit the thumbs up button if you like this, or if you like this video. Let me just make sure I'm showing you guys the right thing before, right? So for example, we got a report on, let me see which one I should show first. All right, give me a few seconds. All right, it's taking a while to load. So let me make sure the whole. So this, I mean, I think personally these reports are going to be very valuable. Like the Matic report is 18 pages long. I mean, that's 18 pages of content, guys. And we're putting this out there for free, not charging for this. Right? So, okay, yeah. So let me share this with you guys. Right? So let me see if you guys can see this. So this is one we have on Matic Network ICO. Right. So this is it. The report we personally use to evaluate projects and invest in. We're gonna make this public and open source. Right. So this is 18 pages of just research. Right. Covering a summary on the project, what it does, right, the idea, what it's trying to do, what problem it's solving, use cases, the team, who we think is an all-star, the advisors, right, token information, right, different kinds of things, the utility of the token, its competition, right, areas of concern we have, our thoughts on the project, same thing on Chromopolis, right? So these will be published publicly soon, right? We're still editing them, but right. So going back to what other person was saying, right? We have all this in the works, guys, right? So we're really becoming a full-fledged media company, right? We'll have both written reports, videos not as much. Not, I mean, those we'll still have video. Video is still our best format, just not in the same manner you thought of before. Like those really long ICO reviews will now just be us giving you a very short summary, maybe via video, like 5-minute video. And then if you want to learn more, there'll be a full report like this, 18 pages that's more in depth, right? So we think, I mean, that's kind of the model we're kind of going towards now. The 1 hour reviews on ICOs, I mean, we can still do that but I think it's probably better now to just kind of talk about that now on an AMA like this, as opposed to trying to do a half-hour review. I mean, we can still do that if you guys like, but I don't think personally that really scales as much, right? But we're definitely open to feedback, so definitely do let us know. All right. So somebody's saying, why don't I sell my ICO reviews on Pareto Network? I mean, I have to look into that. I mean, I still haven't. I've been talking to Eric, trying to have him really go through and explain to me how all this works, right? But I mean, these are things we're working on, right? So this is constantly evolving idea. Let's take let's answer some questions from YouTube. What measures do I recommend to stay safe from hackers? What are my learnings from the past? Have multiple hardware wallets. For tokens that you can't store in a hardware wallet, you just gotta use a bunch of paper wallets and be very secure in terms of how you store that. Never use the same password twice anywhere, and I mean never ever. That's how I was hacked, right? A password I used from college that I used on sites like Adobe and file sharing sites, I think Dropbox and some others. But anyway, typically what happens is a site you had a password on, where you had the same password on multiple other sites, one of them can get hacked. For example, let's say your Yahoo email gets hacked. That password then, or that entire hacked database is then made available on the dark web, where hackers can get access to that hacked database and have that hacked password, which they then take and go try on other sites. So they can take your Yahoo hacked email password and try that on your Gmail account, on your Twitter account, on your Facebook account, your bank account, whatever. Right? If they have your email and they know, hey, this is the email that maybe this password has been used against somewhere, right? So never use the same password twice anywhere, right? There's software out there like FirstPass and LastPass and all kinds of other software that generates passwords for you, so definitely use that. But yeah, I mean, there's a full post on this on how to have proper security for crypto, right? It's by Sergio, not Sergio, sorry, Eugene, I believe is the name, Russian guy, friend of mine, from some Telegram groups. But definitely take security importantly. Talk about Eden Chain. Oh man, Eden Chain. They took forever as well to get tokens out, but they're going to be passing them out soon. I'm not sure why they chose to release tokens now, but they are vested. I think it's 20% the first month and 10% each month Not really sure what's going on with that, but anyway, I'm still bullish. Just kind of gotta wait and see, right? What exchanges they get onto. Hey, what's up, DK? Thanks for joining. Thanks for the love. Thank you, Sylvia, as well. Am I bullish on one chain? Long term, yes. Short term, not really. I mean, one chain went from top 25 market cap to now in the 40 to 50th range. So obviously something has changed. People don't believe in it as much. Thoughts on the ETF? I covered that about 15 minutes ago or so, I think. You can go back and watch that, but I'm bullish on the ETF. Thoughts on RSK? I think RSK is great as a technology, not so much as an investment. Right? I personally passed on RSK. I didn't get an allocation directly from the team, but I mean, as most people, almost every single fund out there was reselling an allocation. But even then, I passed up on it. I personally think RSK is the next one chain. So it's going to be when chain. Right? People will wait forever to get their tokens, which is basically playing out as I expected. Right? I don't think they've even finished their private sale yet. Oh hey, Maddie in the house. Hey, what's up? But RSK. I mean, the tech is good, right? So I'm not trying to crap on the tech, but I think it's just gonna take a while for people to get tokens. Like one chain took what 7 months, right? Took people 2 months, took 7 months. I think same thing with RSK. It's gonna take a while because I know people who invested early in the year. Because we went to RSK during our South America tour, right? Went to the offices in Buenos Aires. This was in like March, and I know people who had invested back then, like March, April, I think, in spring 2018. People who had already invested. We're getting into October, into fall, almost winter. Winter is coming, and people still haven't gotten their tokens. Terra Nova in the house. Hey, what's up? Brazil in the house. Okay, it looks like we're getting popular. But yeah, so that's my take on that. All right, next question. Will I add my portfolio on crypto differ? Did not know you could do that. I have to look into that and explore that. I mean, I guess I just list the tokens I'm holding, right? I mean, I can tell you guys what I'm holding now, right? I'm all for transparency. Now, will I tell you exactly how much and what price? Let's see. So my current holdings, Qcoin, right? Shout out to Qcoin. Qcoin is my first ever corporate sponsor. They're sponsoring the Crypto World Tour and our content. And so I have skin in the game. Qcoin is my largest holding, followed by Ether, followed by... I have to update this correct chain because I got the refund. So actually that should be more Ether. Then PoinDX, then Phantasma, then Loom, then Zebi, then Mainframe, then T-Zeros. I still have my T-Zeros. Haven't sold any of that. Icon, Pixio Chain, that's been a huge dud. Lending Block, huge dud. Some Nucleus, some Neo, and some other random. I guess the word now is dust, right? Kind of like how Binance has sell everything or dust everything. But yeah, that's what I'm holding right now. I sold QuickChain. No, I didn't sell QuickChain. Hackers took my QuickChain. Right, so I didn't voluntarily get out of QuickChain. All right, next question. When did I close my Patreon group? I announced it about a week ago to my Patreon. Probably I announced it after the Chromaway FUD, right? It just kind of, there were too many liabilities to just having a group like that, right? Unfortunately, so kind of going more private. Do I still keep my private keys on Evernote? Yes, I do. I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. No, I don't keep my private keys on Evernote. I learned that lesson. One chain that already covered this. Long-term bullish, short-term, not so much. Has the hacker been caught? No, he's not been caught. It takes a while to build the case. We know two of the hackers, we've ID'd one of them in terms of his real world ID. This is because these hackers were from outside the states. It's kind of a global group, right? You basically had two main hackers. Then you have their hacker friends or friends in the dark web, who were helping them launder the money. So just kind of we've been keeping tracks on that. I would say about a quarter of the funds have been frozen on exchanges. Unfortunately, I can't say which ones due to exchanges signing NDAs. Um, exchanges don't believe it's good for business disclosing that info on their customers, right? But anyway, a quarter of the funds are on exchanges, and we're in the process of getting them back. We just have to go through so much paperwork and stuff legally, right? But the rest has been laundered around on other platforms that we're working with to kind of get more intel. But I mean, for me, it's just more about eventually getting this person behind bars, right? So if I have more updates, I'll definitely share that with you guys. What is the future of PundiX? Yeah, PundiX is very interesting, guys. Cause I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't think PundiX is gonna really replace like visas and everything, or well, not visas, but credit cards and debit cards. I mean, it's going to be very tough to do that. But even I'm surprised with how amazing they've been crushing it this year. And PundiX has been my best investment, right? Because it ended up doing a 20x if you have the airdrop. Then it gives you 7% each month. And I took profits on the way up. So even though it's been falling down, right? I took out so much. I took out almost $500,000 in fiat on 20x. Like that's how, well, actually, sorry, no. Probably more like 200 or 300 grand in fiat, I think, at the top. Right, so PundiX has paid for everything almost this year. I mean, PundiX has paid for me to really invest into better content creation. Right, so I love PundiX. Then I love the moves they're making, the partnership they have with our crypto family, Montecora Capital, in Medellin, Colombia. You guys had a chance to meet them on my videos and travels. So they're bringing over 1,000 PundiX devices to Colombia, which is amazing, right? So PundiX is really helping take crypto to the masses. So I love that about their vision, right? In terms of the future, will it ever fully win out? I don't know. I mean, my friends who work in retail, like my friend who's a former VP of a publicly traded retail company, has said they try to look into implementing PundiX into their business and operations, and it's very tough, just from a legal and compliance standpoint. The way it works and just operates, it's going to be very tough for a large company to really use. I feel like PundiX is going to be more small business, mom and pop stores using it. I don't think publicly traded companies are going to go straight to PundiX at the moment. Maybe a few years down the road, if they get something more robust for a large enterprise business, right? But you could say PundiX is basically the Square point of sale system, kind of like how you have the Square things on phones, right? Like an enterprise company is not using those Square thing dongles you put on your phone, right? It was basically what cab drivers, people with small businesses were using that. So I think it's the same thing with PundiX, right? It's not going to be large enterprise companies using that in the beginning. It's going to be like, well, not. I think it's kind of heavy for a cab driver, but hey, I guess it could work. More like restaurants, small businesses, shops, gift shops, right? People with small businesses that could use a point of sale device. That's kind of my take on that. But I mean, PundiX has been amazing. The gift that keeps on giving. Ontology meeting was good. Are you investing? Price prediction? Best blockchain after Ethereum, or is it EOS? I mean, the meeting was good. I mean, the Ontology lady, Sally, who handles North America, came to my Crypto World Tour event in San Francisco. So thank you for that, Sally. I had a chance to stop by the office space, have lunch with her, just kind of learn more about the project, ask them some questions. Price prediction, not really in the price prediction business, but I'm bullish on Ontology over Neo. That's definitely for sure. Best blockchain after Ethereum. I mean, that's tough. I mean, I would say RSK with Bitcoin. I mean, that's kind of the first thing I think of. Because if we go to coin market cap, I mean, I don't really think there's anything that's really taking off. I mean, not Ripple, those are currencies. EOS, I mean, EOS has its issues and concerns, right? I mean, I guess the only reason they're top five is they raised $1 billion. I mean, so I think Stellar, I'm really bullish on Stellar recently, ever since they got that IBM partnership. And I've been seeing projects built on Stellar. For example, there was Mobius and some others. Even Sparkster is a fork of Stellar. But in terms of competing with Ethereum, I mean, I don't really see anything really, guys. I mean, Cardano used to be like top 7. It's now dropping. And Cardano is still very experimental. Although the idea, in theory, sounds great, it's still very early, very experimental. Neo smart contract capabilities just suck from what developers say. Um, Ethereum Classic, maybe, which is pretty crazy. NEM, Tezos. Yeah, I mean, it's basically Ethereum on its own, guys. And maybe, possibly, RSK and Bitcoin. Because everything else, not really seeing anything that is competing. Then I've heard people say Icon, their smart contract capabilities have some issues as well. Where's Ronchain? Wow, guys, you see Ronchain is out of the top 50 market cap. Holy shit. God damn. Excuse my French, guys. I had no idea Ronchain was tanking like that. Oh man. Where's the wine when you need it? I still do own Ronchain. I just kind of I have it in my long-term stash. Let's just say that. But yeah, guys. I mean, everything else. It's basically Ethereum on its own, and maybe RSK and Bitcoin, and the rest is up for grabs. Let's take some questions from YouTube. RIP Ronchain. Yeah, RIP Ronchain, man. Damn. Let's see here. Holochain, my thoughts. I mean, Holochain has surprised me. I mean, even Holochain's doing better than Ronchain. I mean, 45 market cap. I mean, I passed on that one. I think it was the team that wasn't an all-star, but hey, they proved me wrong. I mean, they've been faring well in a bear market. Tolar isn't trading yet, but I passed on that one. Hey, Ian, nice shirt. Hey, thanks, Alice. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is the new merch, right? The moon is not the limit. It's available on my store, ianbalina.com. Origo, I passed on Origo. MetaHash, I like it. Go in the beginning of the video where I talked about it. Visit with credits. It was all right. I mean, they do have a team with office space and working on building the tech out, but I'm still not personally bullish on the project. All right. These bags are heavier than my school bags. Yeah, that's the market right now, holding a ton of bags. What about our chain? I said it was gonna be 100x this year. Yeah, I mean, I was wrong. It hasn't done well. Well, I mean, the whole market hasn't done well, really. All right. Elastos, that one I had passed on, but it's been faring pretty well. All right. Let's spreadsheet. I mean, so I'm trying to turn the spreadsheet into an application. So that's the next step. Designs are finished. Now we're getting into development phase, taking longer than expected, just due to all the paperwork we have to file. If we're gonna turn this into a token with the SEC and stuff like that. All right. Back to me, and back to a few more questions. Then we're gonna have to end this. And I'm gonna have to, because it's 1 a.m. over here, so it's been over an hour. Gonna have to get some sleep, drink some wine, watch some Netflix or Hulu. Let me know what shows you guys watch, and we can add them to my watch list. Right now, I've been binge watching Vikings. Oh man, so good, so good. I love Vikings. Uh, Ragnar Lothbrok, and Vikings. Is this my new house? No, this is not the new house. This is my hotel room here in San Francisco. I've been living in a suitcase the last 1 year. All right. So, anything special for your true followers? Yes, guys. We have lots of things in the works, right? So we have basically cleaned up house. Right? Anybody who was not a believer, like the song in the beginning, right? Anybody who is not a believer is off. We basically have made a very VIP email list, right? And those people will be getting early communications about special things, right? So if you opted in, then congratulations, right? You have made the cut. Anything that comes about any news we have, whether it's those reports, you'll be the first one to get them. Those ICO reports, you have a head start over anybody else. Any videos, anything about the token or the merch store, you basically be on our exclusive email list, right? So thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate the love. Hit the like button if you like that. If you're on the list. Let me take a few more questions. When am I going to make spreadsheet available for download again? I mean, I thought so. The application is the idea for that. If we do go back into the spreadsheet form, actually, if there are any Google Sheets developers or experts who know how to code on Google Sheets, contact me. Go to ianbalina.com on my contact page. I do have some possible ideas, maybe making everybody who's on that exclusive email list have access to the spreadsheet based on their email. If there's anybody who can code that for me, definitely email me. All right, that could be a possible alternative. Okay, thanks, guys. Let's make this the last question, I think, right? Which altcoin would I buy at the moment, and what are my plans and strategy for the coming months regarding altcoins? Are you waiting for another Bitcoin dip? Let's say Bitcoin dips to 5K. What's my strategy? I don't own any Bitcoin, so I don't really have a strategy for that. If anything, my strategy would be, I mean, I don't really have a strategy in terms of buying anything. I just take profits and ICOs to Ether and reinvest that into brand new ICOs. So if anything, in the ideal world, right, I got a refund from QuickChain, so that Ether I have, I'm gonna look to reinvest into some new projects, right? I'm looking at Harmony, as mentioned before. So if they end up having an allocation and all that stuff in the token cell, I'll put some of that into that. Everything else, yeah, I'll just put the Ether I have and the Ether I got from QuickChain into a new ICO. That's my strategy, really. Nothing has really changed. Right, I don't really plan to buy any altcoins. Right, it's just kind of my strategy, different for everyone. People have different ways of making money. This is what I do. This is what has worked for me, so I'm gonna stick to that. But definitely feel free to share your strategy. How do we get on the email list? Well, Mad Cow, if you missed the boat on that one, you can rejoin the email list by just signing up on anything on my site that asks for an email. All right, so if you missed the opt-in, just go to ianbalina.com. This is probably a good way to end the show. All right, so go to ianbalina.com, and yes, guys, I do have a brand new website. All right, hopefully you guys like it. All right, you can just click this get my free book on ICOs, or you can, yeah, I think that's about it, right? So the multiple ways. So if you go to my Crypto World Tour event, right, that gives you a chance to opt in to get added to my email list, or if you just subscribe here, that adds you to my email list as well. Or if you click this, right, or you can go to my free guides, Bitcoin for Beginners, how to make 6 figures in the corporate world, ICOs, right? Anything where it asks you for an email, that should put you on my email list, right? And those are the people I'll be communicating with the most, right? And anybody, if you don't open an email in several months, then we go through and we clean up the email list, right? Because we don't want to be emailing people who aren't opening emails, right? It just kind of makes sense. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of best way to end the show. I think let's maybe preview the trailer for those who didn't see the trailer. 100x Advisors coming soon, right? I think it's a pretty cool trailer. All right, let's go through it and just kind of watch it and end the show. You know, right now we're doing this crypto world tour, going through. I'm sorry, not sure if you guys can hear. Can you guys hear the sound on the trailer? You know, right now we're doing this crypto world tour, going throughout the entire world. People thought we were kidding when we said we we're going to do a real world tour. The pre-sale is oversubscribed, guys.
Stockholm, we're here. Welcome to Amsterdam.
We are here in Hong Kong.
We're in India.
Hello, Seoul. You have to be willing to travel all across the world to find those products very, very early.
This is like behind the scenes of the type of work we put in to find the next best thing. To be able to get into these new projects, you actually have to get boots on the ground and go out there and find them before anyone else does.
My business partners, we travel around the world trying to find the next icon, the next Wabi, the next Ethereum, the next Bitcoin.
I'm currently visiting the top blockchain university in Russia.
Hopefully we'll find something in Germany, maybe Prague, maybe Bucharest, maybe France. So we'll keep going till we find the next 100x.
And now we're glad to make this official. We're gonna help MetaHash go global, mainstream.
Gary the Main Man, Savage Cat, Superman.
This has become like this family thing, hasn't it?
We discovered Eden Chain in South Korea. That's why we went to Amsterdam, where we discovered Sparkster.
We're gonna build not only the future of cloud computing, but the future of software development.
Whoa! We want to go there in person to be very, very early, because by the time something is online, it may be too late. We're here in Bucharest, Romania. We're going everywhere. So we could find the next possibly big ICO of the month right here, right now. Are you guys ready? All right, well, that's the intro on 100x Advisors and what we do. Now, in terms of, yeah, actually, I'm getting a comment here from the Mad Cow. I mean, the Mad Cow, unfortunately, that's the way it is. I mean, if you don't like the music in the beginning, you can just mute the video and just kind of wait until we start, right? But it's not really going to change, right? Because most people seem to like the music, right? But anyway, guys, thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate the love. All right, just to kind of recap, Crypto World Tour, right? Dates have been announced for Middle East. Tel Aviv, Israel, October 19th. Dubai, October 26th, right? Shout out to our sponsors, corporate sponsors, KuCoin, right? I'm Global Ted and Ambassador. They're supporting the Crypto World Tour. So looking forward to meeting everyone in the Middle East. You know, Chakram. Right, looking forward to meeting everyone. What other words do I know? Habibi, all right. So it's gonna be crazy, guys. It's gonna be a good time. All right, it's gonna be an epic time. All right. If you want to join the email list, just click this. We'll take you to my email list where I'll be setting my private communications there. Funny thing, right? For example, all these reports we have that we're doing now on projects, there are written reports like Matic Network report whenever this gets done, and Chromopolis, right? These will be emailed out to people, so you have a chance to get them and be notified before the possible FOMO begins, all right? Send Mad Cow to the moon. We call him Moon Cow. He moons as opposed to saying moo, all right? And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, right? Let me see, right? We have the merch as well. We do ship internationally, Not to every location, but definitely check with what's available. Just go to store apparel, right? And yeah, whatever you guys like. We have a lot more apparel designs coming. If you have anything you want to send in, any designs or anything you like, just contact me, guys, right? I do, well, I don't personally read through every email, but my assistant reads through and filters out those that make sense, right? If you don't follow the instructions here, right? If there's a question that's already answered here and you email me, and then my assistant won't pass that to me, right? Like, for example, how to join my Telegram group is already there. It shows you how to join, right? The merch store, all that stuff, right? But yeah, guys, thank you guys for all the love, and I'll see you on the moon. Until next time, Chakram.